Today we take a look at steam boilers in Feed the Beast Ultimate Reloaded. Interesting stuff. Stay tuned. Welcome, friends, to a new episode of Feed the Beast Ultimate Reloaded. We have done some work. If you haven't seen my last live stream, please take a look where we did some... Well, actually, I believe we did this. We built a steam boiler. Now, we're going to talk about steam boilers today, and everything is going to be... We're going to tear this down. Well, actually, I'm going to leave this one up, and we're going to build another one so you guys can kind of see how it works. So... That's weird that those are offline. Let's do this. Why isn't Glide on? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build a steam boiler. Now, I've gotten a whole lot of things online and going to get things set up. So, oh, I thought I did. Oh, here they are. So, we're going to build a steam boiler together. What you're going to need is you're going to need 9. Well, it depends on which way you're doing it. If you're going to use solid fuel, which you can, so let's do steam. Steam. Let's try again, steam. Come on, steam. You do have the ability to use high pressure or low pressure. I'm using high pressure boiler tanks. And then the other is fuel. So let's type in fuel. You have solid fuel, which will burn any of the solid fuels, and then liquid fuel. Since we already have an abundance of ethanol, we're going to use liquid fuel because liquid fuel is more efficient. Now, I've already laid out where this is going to be. I'm not exactly sure if I want to keep it here or if I'm going to put these closer together. But you know what? I think we're going to put it closer together. So we're going to lay this out. So what you need is 9 fluid or solid fueled boiler fireboxes. And then you guys can look up those recipes on your own. And then you're going to need 27 of the high pressure or low pressure boiler tanks. And pretty much you have to, and it gives you a tooltip. It says that you can build this in 1 by 1 by 1, 2 by 2 by 2. You can see them all. We're going to build the biggest one that's there. And if you look, it says produces 20 millibuckets of steam per tick. So let's get that going. And you can build this 3 high, which is what we're doing here. And when you've got it, it will connect itself. And there we go. Now we have steam, we have degrees, or you know how hot it is, recipes, and then water and whatever liquid fuel you're going to be using. So what we have is we have an aqueous accumulator here. We should be able to... Do I have any fluid ducts with me? I should. Hardened fluid ducts. You know what? We're just going to use one of those, and we'll put it right here like so, and this should start filling with water. And there it goes. Perfect. Excellent. And it seems to be going all right. That's perfect. This is filling up. And what it's going to do is, now what we need to do is get more fluid ducts, and we're going to run this here. Now, this is only a temporary concept. These don't need to be hardened because, can I see that? Shift and there we go. Perfect. These don't need to be hardened because this isn't hot fuel or hot liquid, but they will be needed, and that's not filling up. We need a servo. So where did I put my servos? There they are. We'll take a hardened servo. I don't think we need to have a hardened servo, but we're gonna just make sure we have enough. And mainly because we're gonna take what's in this one and supply it to this one and possibly a third one on each side. And there we go. We have ethanol and water, and that's going to start producing steam. Once this gets up to, I believe, 100 degrees Celsius, it should start producing steam. Similar to this one, I did some testing on this, and I did it all on stream. So if you guys are interested, you guys should go check that out. But it will start producing steam at 100 degrees Celsius if memory serves. So I'm going to let this heat up. It takes a long time. So we're going to let that, I'm going to do like not a time lapse, but I'm going to kind of give a little mark here and see how long it takes us to get to 100. And in the meantime, actually, you know what? Yeah. So we'll wait till this gets to 100 and I'll bring you guys back. All right. I decided to do this a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I've built ourselves some steam dynamos. And we also have some signalum. And let's do 10 of these and 10 of these. All right. And then 10 of these. Now, I'm going to talk about all this stuff. So while we're waiting for this guy to heat up, yeah, we're at 34 degrees. We're going to lay these all out. So we're going to put them all in order here. It doesn't really matter which way. These are all just standard steam dynamos. You guys can look up. They're pretty cheap to make. And so are the upgrades for them. So there we go. Oh, I'd already had one that was upgraded. I was testing. And we'll make them all hardened. Now, I don't know how many of these I'm going to need, but let's get our wrench out. Okay, wrench action. So what we want to do is, while we're waiting for this to heat up, this is going to produce steam, and steam can come out of the high pressure tanks. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have some hardened fluid ducts, and I think we're going to go like this because we're going to need to supply it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll put one up here too. All right. So then what we're going to do is, let me put a block there. And then what I want to do, what? There's only 8, 9? How come, are we missing one? There it is. I was like, I thought I did 10. Oh, yeah, that's okay. The other thing that we need to put in these, I forgot, sorry, is the augment for the turbine, which allows you to, instead of just using steam, you can use, or water, you can use steam. So let's get our turbines out. Put the turbine conversions in there, and now we've got ourselves steam dynamos that will actually use steam. Perfect. And then we're going to get this set up like this. Now, I think, and I could be wrong, I've never set these up before, so this is the first time I'm working on this, is that, oh, 10, I guess I needed to do 40. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. So we'll put these in here like so, and then we will change them to go that way. All right, perfect. So essentially what's going to happen is when this has enough steam to produce, or when this heats up hot enough to produce steam, it's going to take the steam out of here and then run it into all of our steam dynamos, essentially, hopefully creating power. That's the idea. And then what we'll do is we'll put another 5 of these or 10 of these, you know, up on this side, which will then supply with steam on this side. Now, from my understanding, at least in earlier versions of this from research I've done, is that these will produce, I think you have the ability to use 17 steam engines. Now, we don't have steam engines in this pack, so I'm using steam dynamos, so I don't know exactly what the conversion and change is going to be, so we're going to have to do some testing. This might be overkill, and we may have to modify how this works. This may not be enough. I'm not quite sure. We may need to get these up to signalum or resonant. I don't know. But the idea is to have the maximum amount of these engines that we can run to use, to not use steam faster than we can produce steam. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, but I'll talk about it in a minute. So once we get back up to 100, once we get up to 100 degrees Celsius, we'll talk about and see what these are going to produce. All right, friends, so we are getting close. We're at 96 degrees Celsius. I believe we're in a good spot. I've also made ourselves a multimeter so we can take a look at some of the, you know, what each of these might be producing once they gather steam. Should be interesting to see. I haven't got super deep into thermalcraft before, so it's interesting to see. So this should start, there we go, steam. And now, is this all filling up in here? Is this actually going to leave or no? So steam is being generated. All right, so that's a good thing. I think we might need a servo. So let's take a regular servo. I don't know if this will matter one way or another. It might, but let's see. There we go. Steam looks like it's being produced. Steam is being put in there. Steam is in here. And now is this generating RF? Oh, I saw some of them come on. Oh, so it's actually filling the cable because the cables have power as well. All right, so if we click on this, oh, we must have to wait. Yeah, because it's... Are these not being supplied with enough steam? So right now it's not generating anything. And it doesn't have any steam at all. It's most certainly producing steam. So that's interesting. Okay, greatly increases power generation. Steam must be provided from an external source. Okay, well, we have that. That's very good. And this is still generating steam, so we're not using too much. That's great. And I believe once this gets up to temperature that it'll use less of the material that you put in. I don't understand. Is it trying to go to the one in the end? No. Interesting. So it like filled up for a second and then stopped. Don't know why. I mean, we all saw it. Steam went in there. It's not producing anything. Very interesting. Let's see if we can try a different servo. Maybe we need to push more. These are all hardened, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's definitely not good. No, 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 no. Really? That's kind of lame. So it took... Oh, that's really weird. Why did it take the... Interesting. So it took... Alright, so that should be fine. Hopefully this doesn't... Well, I really just don't want it to use There we go. All right, so steam is being put in there. And it's most certainly using way more steam than it can provide. Wow. Okay, so perhaps this does not create steam fast enough for steam. Oh, but once this gets filled up though, so is the whole thing, it is. I'm guessing once these, oh, but does it continuously use steam? Interesting. I'm gonna have to figure out why this is not working. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like the steam, so since the steam can't keep up, it doesn't know what to do, and it won't input any more steam because these use it so quickly. Now it might be because there's so many filled up right now, and we're still trying to get them completely, yeah, so this one is holding 12,000 RF. But obviously they hold a lot more. I wonder. It's like it auto turns off almost. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with this, and then I will see if I can bring you guys back and try to understand what's going on and then explain what I found. All right, so I took out 5 of these, and they are definitely high, but I think we have to maybe prime this and get things going. So I'm going to shut this off and let this build up, you know, over time, and then deplete it and fill it up and deplete it and fill it up and kind of go over and over and over. I think once we have these initially primed and put all the way up, so all of their steam, you know, is full, and these are full, then it might be okay to add the next ones. I feel like even with 5, it produces so much more energy faster than it can produce steam right now, which is very, very interesting, because as you can see, it's not going up very much, but we're still not even up to temperature yet. You know, we're only at 192, and it's not really producing a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep working on this and see what we can come up with. I'm hoping that this will get all the way up, and then perhaps we might have to run 3 steam boilers together to only run 5 steam dynamos, maybe. I mean, I made stacks. I made a bunch. I made 2 stacks of everything, thinking that it might, you know, I might need it, but apparently it can just produce that much power just from these ones, or I can just consume the steam too fast. So I'm gonna have to work through that problem and see how it goes. But I'm gonna spend some more time looking at this, and then I'll bring you guys back when we'll see when this is all full. We'll turn it back on and see what happens. Okay, so I've only been away for about 5 minutes, but it seems as though the closer that these got to maximum, or maybe this reached 215 was the magic temperature, it seems that this is sustaining, and now we're actually gaining again. So that's interesting. And these are almost full, and you can see, look at it, it's a lot darker. The steam is darker than it was before. So perhaps temperature has a lot to do with this. So yeah, now we're definitely gaining, and these are almost full. I wonder when this goes to when these are all actually full, how quick, whoops, how quickly that this is going to continue to rise. So once these all reach 320, because that's full, and then I'm going to add, so these are all full and they're full of steam. Now this is raising, yeah, look at it, it's really going up now. Okay, well, let's add some and see kind of what happens. Is this really upset now that I've added one? It pulled all the steam. It is going down, but I'm assuming that once this gets closer to impact, that will kind of cease. It's really not going down super fast, not as fast as it used to be. So I think the idea is to prime these, kind of get the steam all the way up and then add an engine at a time instead of trying to get it all producing at the same time. That's definitely something to consider. So yes, this is going. We're still at 291. Now we never dropped below 280. Now that this is full, yeah, we're kind of hovering at 289. It's almost as though once these reach the halfway point or the 2/3 point that they don't try to use as much steam, because the steam is full on all of these and it just stays there. And is this now going up? We're still halting around 289. I see it flicker to 290. Okay, so now, yeah, we're now at 291. So now I'm guessing as soon as this gets back to 300, or what, 320 it was? 320, that these will go up. So steam boilers are very interesting. Now I'm curious to know, once I prime this all, what's going to happen when I put an energy tesseract at the end of this? Is this thing just going to blow up and not work because I've took all the steam? Or, I don't know, that's kind of going to be an interesting test, right? So now this is going up. Let's add another one. There it goes. So that's going up very quickly. It's interesting. So when they're starting out, they produce many 240 RF per tick, but then they go down as they fill up. Doesn't really give me a lot of info. So it looks like, so we were at like 310, so it uses about 40 or 50,000 steam when you plug these in. Is this one still going? Nope, that one's full. This is interesting. So yeah, definitely priming it is the way to go. Does it look really neat from the top? Let's look. It does. Yeah, that looks super cool. Look at that. That's neat that they're all kind of going at the same rate. That does look really cool. So we'll let this fill up and we'll add one at a time as they get full, right? I mean, that's the way to go. And then I guess we'll kind of see what happens at the end. I'm guessing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this get filled up. I'm going to add one at a time, fill them each up, and then I'm going to let this go all the way to the top. And then what we're going to do when we're at the bottom of that is then we're going to put this energy tesseract at the end and see what happens, because this holds 50 million RF. So I'm guessing it's probably going to crush this thing, but we'll see what happens. So let me get this all completed and then I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, friends. Well, I think we've got it. I have all of the steam dynamos on. However, I'm not exactly sure. See, as you can see, there's only 4 lit up. You know, these 4 here. You know, the original 4. Probably because they're getting 2 connections from steam, maybe. But the steam is not really changing at all. It's pretty much staying right in the middle. It's not getting any higher. It's not getting any lower. I've been watching this for a while. Now, what's funny is when I originally plugged this in and it took out all of the steam from everything, what happens is, what I found a really weird anomaly, and I don't know if this is by design or not, but if this depletes all the way down and loses steam, and these empty, these lose all their steam, and then it's almost like it doesn't know what to do, and it won't release steam again. I had servos on here, I turned servos on and off, and it wouldn't do anything. And then when you break one, what happens is it then fills with, what is that stuff? Ethanol for some reason. So if I break one of these, whoops. Oh, hopefully this doesn't, okay. Yeah, okay, good. So if this is empty and there's no steam in here, you can see how it goes away for a second. Watch. It'll like, see, it blinks. If you break something in that exact split second, it can, somehow what can happen is it can then get ethanol plugged in here, and then you have to break all of the pipes and put it all in. But it's holding steady. It hasn't dipped below 430,000 since I had this all plugged in. Now, this is not efficient. It's not correct because obviously these other ones are really not working. You know, it's here. Is it generating? Does it ever jump up? It doesn't show that it's using any steam, even though it looks like it is. And it doesn't look like this is doing anything. I can't really tell. So it's not perfect. Oh, it did something. Oh, it does. So it does, if you watch it for a second, it does output for like a split second when it gets enough steam. So what's interesting is when this fills up all the way, obviously this will continue on. I saw that this continues to climb. I'm concerned whether or not if this gets to like 950 or 1,000, if it'll blow up. All the research I've read shows that this isn't going to blow up, but I don't really know. It should be interesting to see what happens. There's all these little tick marks that keep going up and up and up. So, interesting. Oh, man. Shoot. Okay, I got to be careful with... Here, let's put those out of here. Now, I'm curious if I plug these in, if it'll be any better. Looks like it's trying to. These have it, but is this... Now, I have to be careful that this doesn't lose steam. It seems as though it's staying right at 431,000. It kind of fluctuates up and down, but it's not really changing. It'll obviously go all the way back up when this gets filled up. So let's do this. And get this guy and go bam. And then bam. So that is going to start filling up and nothing's changed. So I feel as though this is stable. However, it's not perfect. So there's tweaking to be involved, but we'll keep working on it. Maybe you guys have some ideas and have worked with these steam boilers more than I have. This is my first go around, so this is new territory for me. Maybe there's a more efficient, better way. Maybe I need to add some different augments in here. Maybe I need to turn these into signalum or resonant. Maybe I need to reduce or add. I'm not exactly sure yet, so we're going to have to play around with it. I've been playing around with this for like 2 hours, trying to understand and figure out what's going on. So I've really been trying to figure it out, but so far so good. It seems to be working. Now, you know what I want to do is we're going to output that. And we're going to plug this here. So this one then gets all the stuff. So we'll end up actually filling these both up while the server runs. Now, is this killing itself? No. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on this. Hopefully this just continues on and it doesn't deplete all the way. And leave your comments down below if you understand this and know a little bit more about what we could do to improve this. Perhaps I've overestimated the functionality of these, expecting that this would have been a viable option, but maybe. I'm not quite sure. Maybe we need to add more steam boilers and only have this bank like here, and then have these other steam boilers connected to the whole bank. My idea and my theory was that I'd have this whole setup like this, and then I'd have it times 6, and I'd have one of them to run half my base and the other bank to run the other half. That was the idea. That theory is obviously just a theory at this point, so more to be had, more to figure out, and back to the drawing board. But I feel as though we've got it figured out, at least somewhat, enough to be functional. I may duplicate this. Maybe you guys let me know. I may even tear the whole thing down and move it. I feel like it might be a little bit close, and I think I want 5 blocks between here, and I was not really thinking about that. But you guys let me know if you have any ideas and options to improve this, or because really what I'd like to do is see the steam all the way here and these fully populated and just running, but I feel like our output far outweighs what this thing can output, so I don't know how to improve that. Maybe there's not a way. I'm not sure, but you guys leave your comments down below. Let me know if you have used these before. That would be great. As always, please like and share on your favorite social media, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Take care and be safe.